So we are currently turning on our Joey Kangaroo pump, and we are going to set up for a regimen of 125 mLs per hour times 12 hours with a flush of 120 mLs every 2 hours. When you turn your pump on, you will be presented with two options, either clear settings or keep settings. The first time you set up your pump, I suggest clearing settings to start from scratch. From then on out, when you turn your pump on, you may select keep settings for an easier start to your regimen. So we'll clear here. And as you can see, the pump is telling us to load a set and flashing a picture of the bags, and it's giving us adjust feed and adjust flush options. Everything else is zeroed out. So when you go to attach your feed and flush bags, you will have two 1-liter bags, one with a purple top which will hold your formula, and one with a blue top that will hold your water. The formula bag fits about 4 cartons at a time, so if you are using more than 4 cartons in your feeding regimen, you will have to wait until some of the formula is fed and then refill the bag with additional formula. You will attach the purple part of the tubing to your pump. You will start with the end with the tab on it and end with this circle with the 2 black stripes on it. When you open your pump lid, you will see a diagram that, again, like I said, has the circle with the 1 all the way to number 3, which is the circle with the black stripes. So I'll go ahead and attach this and show you what it looks like. You always want to attach tab side up. So you'll slide that into the first compartment. Wrap the tubing around the black wheel and pop the black lines into the second compartment, and it will look like this, mimicking the picture. You'll go ahead and close your lid, and you can see that the pump is now telling us that a set is loaded. At this time, we'll go ahead and adjust our feed rate. When you are at home, you can ignore this feed VTBD. It is not necessary, as you will be pouring the amount of formula in that you intend to use each day. You go ahead and select feed rate, and we can see that this is where we input our mLs per hour. So as I said, we will be doing 125 mLs, and the regimen is to run that for 12 hours. So each arrow and button correlate with a tenths place of your numbers. So we're doing 125, so we can take that furthest down button and change that to a 5. Move up to the next button and go to a 2 for 25, and then use the third button for that 100. And as you can see, we're now looking at 125 mLs per hour. Select enter, and then we're going to say we're done at this portion. So we've got feed rate loaded. Next we'll want to adjust our flush, so go ahead and select that button, and you will go ahead and select flush value. This is where we will again use those arrows to correlate to the number, and we want to do 120 mLs. So we'll use that middle arrow and go to a 2, and that top arrow for a 1. Enter, and we are done. Oh, not done yet. We will adjust the flush interval next, and as we said, this is where we're going to put that every 2 hours in. So 1, 2, enter. So now you can see, we can select done here, that we have a feed rate of 125 mLs per hour with a flush of 120 mLs to be given every 2 hours. The next step before you start your feed is going to be to add your formula to your bags, add your water to your bags, go ahead and put those on your IV pole, and then we're going to work to prime the pump, which means we will be moving formula through the tubing all the way to the end so that we're not putting any air into our belly or intestines. You can remove the white cap. There are 2 types of tips here. We have the white Christmas tree cap tip, which just sticks right into tubing. Otherwise, this can be removed and you will have what we call an N-fit twist and lock tubing. So that bag is universal for multiple types of tubes. You'll go ahead and select prime pump, and you can use the auto prime function, and you will begin to see the formula moving through the tubing. It will stop on its own, but for now I'll push stop. If the formula does not make it all the way to the end of the tubing, you'll go ahead and push hold to prime feed until you see drips coming out of the end of your tubing here. And once you see a couple drips, that would mean you are all set to hook up to your patient, and go ahead and push run. You will know that your feeds are running when it says running at the top and you see these drips dropping down next to your feeding rate. You can go ahead and hold your feed. Whenever you're holding your feeding, know your pump will alarm after 10 minutes of being on hold. You can adjust settings from this screen or again hit run. And then as I said at the beginning of this video, if we turn our pump off and turn our pump back on, it gives you that clear settings or keep settings. So this time we can keep settings and see that our original settings we just did are still there. So this will be for subsequent use after that first time setting your pump. I hope this was helpful. Thanks.